Hi everyone, Miss Tui here. You live on a beautiful planet with many different physical features, or landforms. Ozobot has decided to go on an adventure race to see some of these wonderful landforms. First, Ozobot needs your help to plan the route or path it will take to see all of the landforms. Then it needs your help to follow the route or path correctly and complete the race in less than 30 seconds. For today's lesson, you will need an Ozobot fully charged and calibrated, scissors, tape or glue, color code markers, a pencil, and all 3 pages of your Landform Adventure Race activity sheets. In today's lesson, you will use context clues to identify different landforms. Cut and paste pictures of landforms to show a set sequence, and use color codes to program your bot to go on its landform adventure. For this adventure, Ozobot will follow a map to visit different landforms. A map is a representation of an area that can display physical features like landforms and bodies of water. Landforms are the natural physical features of Earth. Landforms have different shapes, sizes, and locations. Some examples of landforms include islands, mountains, plateaus, volcanoes, hills, plains, deserts, beaches, and valleys. Ozobot will follow the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, to move around the map to travel to each landform. To begin, Ozobot needs a plan for completing the adventure race quickly. Look at your Landform Adventure Race activity sheet. There are 10 statements that describe the different landforms Ozobot needs to visit during the race and the order it needs to see them in. You will read the statements and use context clues to determine the name of each landform. There's also a word bank with pictures to help you choose the correct landform being described. Let's look at the first statement together. The first statement says, first, Ozobot will travel north to a large landform that sits highest above the rest of the land. Use the clues in this statement. The clues in this statement are, the landform is large and highest above the land. I will now look at the pictures in the word bank to find a picture that supports these clues. I think this landform is a mountain. I will write the word mountain on the line after number 1 to note that this will be the first landform Ozobot visits. I will also put an X through the mountain in the word bank since a landform will not be used more than once. Can you write the word mountain after number 1 on your activity sheet? Let's look at the next statement together to identify another landform. The second statement says, next, Ozobot will travel east to a lower, rounded landform that is still above the rest of the land. What are the clues in this statement? The clues are lower than a mountain and rounded. When you look at the pictures in the word bank, can you find a picture that supports these clues? I think this landform is a hill. I will write the word hill on the line after number 2 to note this will be the second landform Ozobot visits. I will also put an X on the hill in the word bank since a landform will not be used more than once. Now that you know how to complete page 1, read the other 8 statements and write the names of the landforms described in each. Can you write the word hill after number 2 on your activity sheet? Then read the other 8 statements and choose the landform to match. Awesome job using context clues to determine the landforms Ozobot will visit and the order it will see them in. You will now use this information to sequence the landforms on your map. Look at page 3. There are 10 boxes around the outside of the path labeled with the numbers 1 through 10. You will cut out pictures of the landforms from the bottom of page 2 and paste them on the map in the order of the clues you solved. On my activity sheet, I wrote mountain next to number 1 as the first landform Ozobot will see. I will cut out the picture of the mountain and I will paste it in the box on the map labeled number 1. On my activity sheet, I wrote hill next to number 2 as the second landform Ozobot will see. I will cut out the picture of the hill and I will paste it in the box on the map labeled number 2. I'm going to continue to cut and paste my landforms matching the numbers on the map with numbers on my activity sheet. Can you cut out the pictures of the landforms and paste them on your map in the same order as your activity sheet? Next, you will use your color code markers to program Ozobot to complete the adventure race in 30 seconds. Look at your map to locate the 7 missing color codes and the color codes key. The first missing color code must be the timer on, 30 seconds to stop. This code will program Ozobot to run for 30 seconds only and then turn off. I will put the color sequence red, black, blue, green in the first set of empty boxes. I will put the color sequence green, blue in the last set of empty boxes. Can you add the timer on code to complete your first missing color code? Can you add the win exit code to complete the last missing color code? Now that you have the timer programmed into your map, you will choose codes from the color codes key to complete the path. You may choose to use a color code more than once or choose to use all different color codes. Can you choose codes from the color codes key to complete your map? It's time for the Landform Adventure Race to begin. You will put your bot on start and watch as it travels to each landform before the 30-second timer runs out. Let's watch my bot in action. I filled in the color code spaces with black marker not to give away the answers, but you will have color codes. My bot completed the adventure in less than 30 seconds because it did not turn off during the race. If your bot turns off during the race, that means it ran out of time. Your turn to see how your bot does in the race. Can you put your bot on start and watch as it races the clock to see all of the landforms? Remember to check your work. Your activity sheet should have a type of landform written to match each statement. Your activity map should have pictures of all 10 landforms pasted in a set order, and color codes to program your bot to run on a timer and to complete the path. Your work should show how Ozobot travels certain directions to see all landforms in a set sequence. If you're looking for more to do, label each line on your map to tell the direction Ozobot is traveling. On a blank piece of paper, draw the shapes of different landforms using colored lines and have Ozobot show the shapes of the landforms in action. Or make your own landform adventure map. Come back again soon for our next lesson.